Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Academy of Music to see Maria Bamford. Please welcome to the stage your host for this evening. She's the host. You can listen to her on Saturday mornings on Bear Country 95.3. Miss Jennifer Myszkowski!
Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Jennifer Myszkowski. I'm your host for the evening. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming out. I feel like as your host, I want to introduce myself to you, tell you a little more about myself. My mother named me Jennifer because in 1968, a song came out on the radio by Donovan. It was called Jennifer Juniper. Does anybody know it? For those of you who don't, it goes like this. Jennifer, Juniper, blah, 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 blah. Does that strike a memory for anyone? So, 1968, my mother hears this song. She's 15 years old, and she thinks, someday I'm going to have a daughter, and I'm going to name her Jennifer Ann. Standing before you this evening, the living embodiment of my mother's dreams. I'm right here, everybody. I'm right here. Whenever anybody hears my last name, Myszkowski, they always say, Myszkowski. Is that Polish? And I always say, no. Because when my great-grandfather was coming over from Ireland, he changed it from O Myszkowski, so as to avoid the immigrant stigma. That's the ticket. So I went to visit my grandma. She's 96 years old, so I don't have to tell, yes, it's not a joke, she's real, 96. I don't have to tell you that she lives in Florida, so that's where I went to visit her. And she didn't understand the part where I was there on vacation from my day job. And I don't want to shock everybody with facts, but all of the glory that you see before you right now of Jennifer Myszkowski also enjoys a day job. So anyway, she didn't understand the part where I wanted to sleep in for Christ's sake, and she kept waking me up for stupid reasons. One morning, she woke me up by barging into the guest room and throwing 2 boxes of 1970s era panty liners at my head. She said, "You'll take these home." I said, "I will not." She said, "I don't need them anymore." I said, "I don't need them either." She said, "I don't know why you don't wear panty liners. They will keep your underpants nice." I said, "Grandmother, I am of the notion that my underpants are there to keep my pants nice." It didn't go over with her as well as it went over with you guys tonight. But, here's the thing. My underpants are not for show. My underpants are there to work, goddammit. Here's the thing. These panty liners came in a box that was like cereal box grade cardboard, and they have not come in a box like that in my menstruating life. And so I was a little bit curious, so I busted one of the boxes open, and she wasn't kidding. Were they ever nice? Scented and delightful. So straight away I went into the bathroom, I put one into my underpants, and I called out to her, Grandmother, do you have anything that I can put over these panty liners so that I can keep them nice? We were reading the Sunday paper during my vacation, and while we're just casually reading the Sunday paper, she turns to me and says, Jenny, do you know why I wear these beads? She wears these like big plastic over-the-top ridiculous beads like an old lady. And I said, no, indeed, grandmother, I do not pray. Why do you wear those beads? And she said, I'm a big fat old lady. And I just want a little something that draws the eye up. A little time passed, and then she casually turned to me and said, I noticed you don't wear any jewelry. Oh my God, you guys, that bitch was calling me fat. Here's the thing. I am really excited about the obesity epidemic. Because, for once, I'm not alone. When I look at photographs of myself in 1980, at age 5, and I look at actual 5-year-olds standing in front of me today, by comparison, I look positively gaunt. I feel like I was a fat kid when it still meant something to be a fat kid, you know? So the thing that most excites me, though, is that fashion designers are now creating clothing for a lady of girth. Like, I purchased this shirt off the rack and did not have to stretch it out to fit around my ass. I did not have to do that anymore. I don't have to do that anymore. And, like, if you look at this shirt, they're now designing things, like, there's all these beautiful pleats here. Did you see these beautiful pleats? And they sort of glaze over this area here that I call my stomach thunder region. Actually, what I like to call it is stomach thunder. Stomach thunder. I get all the style and comfort of maternity wear without the inconvenience of a brand new baby. Dream! My grandpa died the day after Christmas. We were having too much fun, I'm sorry. I don't know how to describe him to you in a way that fully encapsulates the man he was. Do you guys know somebody with a disability that so overcompensates for their disability that you hardly even notice they have it anymore? My grandfather, he had no legs. But he was such an incredible, incredible asshole. Hardly anybody even noticed that legs thing. He lost his legs and he went blind. He had congestive heart failure, renal failure, chronic pneumonia, and he was missing a pinky. But until the day after Christmas, he was still alive and kicking. But not with his legs. 'Cause he didn't have legs! He was 88 when he died. He had a good long run. Guys, he didn't run anywhere. That was the same joke over again. May he rest in pieces. Oh, was that too far? I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. So let's see. My dad is a machinist. He works on shear mixers. You might not be familiar with shear mixers, so allow me to explain. There's like a big arm, and it goes into a big vat, and it goes like, bah! And it turns whatever is in the vat into an emulsion. These machines are so powerful that they can turn oil and water into a solution that does not separate, okay? So my dad is a machinist, so his job is to fix these machines, but they also have demonstrations when people come from all over the country and they try out these machines to see if they're going to purchase them. And during these demonstrations, my father is supposed to throw away whatever they don't take back with them. And if your father is anything like my father, you know that he can't throw a goddamn thing away. So he's constantly bringing things home that he's made at work. He's brought home apple pie filling. He's brought home salsa. He's also brought home hummus. And I'll tell you guys something. You have not lived until you've had a tasty hummus fresh out of a machine shop. Oh, delicious! So this one day, he brought home something a little different. It went like this. Brought something home for you ladies, he said to my mother, sister, and me. What is it, said we. He opened a container. It contained a white pasty substance. He said, guess. And my mom said, Crisco? And then my dad said, no, Vagisil. Judging from your reaction, I'm guessing that you're familiar with Vagisil. For those of you who aren't, it's a cream, an ointment for bad problems, bad lady business problems. If you were to purchase Vagisil at the store, it comes in a tube of about 4 ounces, about this big. Guys, my dad brought home a 5-gallon bucket of Vagisil. A 5-gallon bucket of Vagisil. Now, I know the question on your mind. What do you do with a 5-gallon bucket of Vagisil? And I thank you very much for asking. If you're my father, you'll go into the pantry, and you'll get out a series of small Tupperware containers. Nay, Parquet and Cool Whip containers. It's my dad, guys. And you'll fill them out with Vagisil. And then you will pass them out to your teenage daughter's friends. And all the ladies at the church. How do you take a relatively normal child and turn her into the glory that you see before you tonight? That is how you do it, my friends. That is how you do it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.